call the City Council regular meeting to order for July 18th, 2022. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Mayor Hoyt.
Here.
Councilmember Burnjum. Here. Councilmember Lean.
Here.
Councilmember Wilson.
Here.
Councilmember Porter. Here.
All right. Any changes to the agenda? Nick or Katie? None. Steve?
None.
Leah,
No, Mayor.
Julie, Lynn, Sam, Chris, Chief Tony. Seeing no changes to the agenda, I get a motion to approve, please.
Motion?
Motion by Steve, second by Katie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll move on to our announcements. Will Mrs. Bernatz be joining us? She's coming. Okay.
Should we take?
Yeah, Leah, we don't need
Should we
to,
go to out of order?
we can just roll out of order and come back to it.
Yes, yeah, we'll come back to that.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, we'll move on to our consent agenda. Motion to approve the consent agenda, please. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, my bad. I skipped over our citizen comments. My apologies, if there's any citizens in attendance looking to speak, please do so at this time.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Tom Hemish, 413 Main Street, Farmington, Minnesota. Here to introduce you to our new minister at Faith United Methodist Church, Jeff Gelding, and he'll tell you a little bit about himself.
Jeff Geldy, 710 8th Street, Farmington, brand new, coming up from southeast Minnesota, where I served a smaller Methodist church down there, and looking forward to, I was excited to come, knowing what the Faith Church has plugged into and been for the city of Farmington, and really excited to be a part of that, and any way that we could partner with you guys and the city, just looking forward to that. That was the exciting thing about seeing the profile of the church and knowing what the community was like. So my wife and I are currently, we own a house down southeast, but we're currently looking for relocation options to the area. So right now I'm a commuter staying here part of the week at multiple different places. So looking forward to, and anytime you need anything from Faith, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll stay in contact with you guys also. So, and I'd like to give back to Tom so he could share a little bit more about our Loaves and Fishes program.
Thanks. So this is one of the opportunities at Faith, along with the community event, we host Loaves and Fishes, which is we put out about 250 meals every Wednesday night, and the food comes from Second Harvest, which goes to Loaves and Fishes in Minneapolis, and we go get the food and then come down and come up with menus. And but it doesn't happen. I'm kind of the quote-unquote new cook for the last month. Scott Everson and Karen, Pastor Karen, who was our past minister, Scott was the one that started it up, and he's a chef by trade. And he kind of put his whole heart and soul in it. And me coming into it, it's I need all the help I can get. So so far the meals have been great and they've been good with the help of other people. But what I'm really here to is just to express our thanks and gratitude for the volunteers that come and help, because it really takes. We actually delivered about 125 meals. And that takes about 5 drivers to go out and drive, and they're going out to people that either don't have access to wheels, and I'm not going to get into the grocery end of the world here, but some of that's why Scott did start the Loaves and Fishes. So some of them are people that just don't get out of the house. Maybe they're recently widowed and they just don't get out, or they don't have wheels to go get meals, so they can call and get those meals delivered to them. So on the Faith Church's website, which is www.faithinyourheart.com. You scroll down, there's a big square box for Loaves and Fishes. You can sign up there. It'll take you to a calendar, and you can sign up to help. We have morning shifts from 8:30 to 11. And then there's one from 2 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and then from 5 to 7 o'clock. And it's all based on we're prepping food, then we're cooking food, and then we're handing it out in cleanup. So if anybody's interested or they have any questions about Loaves and Fishes, they can give me a call on my cell number, 651-246-3550. Otherwise, look us up at careinyourheart.com. And I look forward to seeing new faces and trying to get businesses to kind of maybe rotate around, send 3 of your people there once a month and work a shift. That'd be great too. So think about that. It really is a lot of fun and it is rewarding. We always have fun there. I tell everybody, if you're not having fun, don't come back. Because that's, you know, we have to have fun while we're doing it. And just about all the people, they love doing it and it's very rewarding. So hoping we get some new help. Thank you.
So if you're interested, we could do a city council night too. And,
There we go.
Have the council handing out food if you're interested.
Game on. Tom, you guys have, you know, going back to.
Not for 12 hours.
Right? No, you know, that goes all the way back to January of 20. You know, when the store closed in December of 19, you know, Pastor Karen and Chef Scott, they started that meal, and it's humbling to think that it's been, you know, almost 2.5 years already. But if you haven't been to the Wednesday night free community meal, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to watch, to see the production, the need, the conversations. And I'll be the first one to say I haven't been in probably 6 months, and I need to get back over there. But you're right. It's a great opportunity. We often hear about our organizations like thinking about Feed My Starving Children, right? Great need, but we have one here in town that delivers hundreds of meals, serves hundreds of meals every single week, and we need to do better at raising the awareness piece of that too. So.
Yeah, and the need is there, and I just remember it now, I should remember off the top of the hat. Has been a number of individuals and businesses that have donated to Loaves and Fishes, because we don't get all the food that we need to make the meal, so we, you know, have to go elsewhere and get the added things. So we definitely think then we will be able to do it either with their monetary support too. I just wanted to forget them. Thanks.
Okay, we appreciate it. And thank you, sir. Welcome. Thanks. We'll have to make it a point to get over and do more formal introduction, and we welcome you to town, and we look forward to your contributions to the community. Thank you, sir. My apologies, Tom. I knew you weren't here for the Vita Attiva Plat. Skipping over the citizens' comments, so my apologies. Next item, or unless there's anyone else in attendance looking to speak in the citizen comments portion. All right, we will move on to our consent agenda. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Motion by Steve.
Second.
Second by Nick. All in favor, say aye.
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 And Tony, if you don't mind, before we get to 10A, can we jump back and do our due days update under 5A? Absolutely. It's all good. So under our announcement section, Administrator Gorski,
All
take it
right.
from here.
Every year, due days is planned by volunteers. So we have invited Holly Bernance and Holly Shearer to come up and give an update on how due days on 2020 went.
Now, we called you guys back because you showed up in February with a call to action, and we thought it very fitting that you come back to provide an update, and the floor is yours.
All right. Well, my name is Holly Bernatz.
And I'm Holly Shearer.
And we are thrilled to report that, in our opinion, and hopefully the opinion of City Council, city staff, and more importantly, community members, 2022 Farmington Due Days was a smashing success. We had a wonderful group of volunteers this year. We planned and executed what I think was a fantastic community festival. We had people downtown all day on Saturday, on Thursday nights events, on Friday nights events. At the coronation, we had a great turnout.
Yep.
And for the Grand Parade on Sunday. And we are excited, and we're happy with how everything went. And we're looking forward to 2023.
Yep. Our volunteer base is ready to come back, and we're looking for a few more to join us. That would be wonderful. Yeah, so if anybody wants to join us, Thursday nights.
Thursday nights. It's once a month, starting in August. So the third Thursday of each month, August through March. And then we ramp things up a little bit and meet every other week. And then the last month prior to is once a week planning. But like I said, we had a fantastic turnout, both in people that came and attended and in the group of people that we had to help us put it on. So we're coming back for 2023, and we'd love for people to join us.
Thank you, ma'am. Any comments or questions from my peers?
Well, I thought I was going to get my Thursday nights back, but you're probably going to have to put up with my wife again for another year. And that's totally fine. No, this is my first year where my wife was actually volunteered. So after going from nothing for 2 years, it's really hard to gauge what it was like in 2019, before. But I got the front row seat, and it was great. It really felt cool to be downtown and just kind of feel it. Everything was alive again, right? And it just seemed like you had kind of almost an overcompensation of people showing up that had missed it for so long. So great job with that. And I'll apologize. I think I was spouting off how many ideas I had for next year kind of thing. And I didn't want that to come off as I was disgruntled. It was kind of riding a high. And I was like, what do we do next? How do we make it better next year? Let's keep going. This is fun. So I look forward to it.
It's okay. We're doing the same thing.
I know. That's all.
I mean, nothing but wow. It was really impressive, and it was a lot of fun to see how many people were downtown and enjoying the event. And for you guys to put this on completely volunteer-based is really impressive. So thank you for your contributions to the community and for putting on such an amazing event for our residents.
I echo all of that. I mean, considering the hats that both of you ladies wear and all the people that were part of the committee who are very active business owners, different organizations that were represented, you look around the room and it's those people, right? And you know that they're going to show up and they're going to do it every time, and we so appreciate that. And Burnatz, I had the chance to awkwardly whisper in your ear Saturday night that I was brought to tears many times coming back downtown on Saturday because the morale boost that the city of Farmington was able to have just from all the different events, and number of people saying this is the best I've ever seen in years and years and years. And just the excitement and the people coming together, the weather for the parade, I mean, literally couldn't have had better.
We ordered that.
Yeah, so hopefully next year, the only thing was my kids were like, wait, there's more, right? And so hopefully next year we'll have more people, back in the swing of normalcy, wanting to, bring their floats and their businesses downtown. But to everybody that participated, everybody that helped, a huge thank you. I literally could not have been happier with how it went, and so thankful. So.
Steve?
Yeah, I think back to, what the mayor just said about you coming to us, I believe it was in January, February, and you were legit. I mean, it wasn't a panic call. You were legitimately like, we either get volunteers at the community event or we're probably gonna have to call it quits. We just don't have enough time. And so, I mean, you two have just been, if you've been stressed throughout the process, which I'm sure you have been, you certainly haven't showed it. And it was just really good. And there's an expectation from the community that the council itself, that the five of us are going to put on due days. And of course, we can obviously be part of that volunteer and support it, but it takes a lot of volunteers. So it's really just incredible. I would hope that Lynn, I'm pretty sure that we'd be able to put kind of an update and get that on the website to start recruiting volunteers now, right?
Well, I would think that would be the hope, to start ahead of time rather than what happened this year.
Please.
And hopefully a lot of those volunteers will be returning.
This is where Holly says, funny you say that.
Funny that you say that.
Yeah, so, thank you. So in summary, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It is funny that you bring that up. We do have a volunteer sign-up form that has been completed and is ready to go, and we'll be launching that. We're looking to plug people in where they feel their strengths are and where they feel most comfortable and where it works for them in their real lives. But many hands do make for light work, and plenty of time also makes for light work. And right now, we have the time, and we're looking for the hands. So,
I said earlier that it was that January, February timeframe, right? And you had made a phone call to me about, hey, this is the state of the due days committee, and what are we gonna do? And I said, not having it isn't an option, right? And I don't wanna make this a political statement, but it's very fitting. Like, there's a lot of critiquing and, you know, what due days was or wasn't, and what it couldn't, you know, what it could never be. And we had that conversation about, like, we're gonna shut out the noise, right? We're gonna have this event. We said it over and over and over again. It's gonna be bigger than it's ever been. It's gonna be amazing. And there was panic because it was like the clock's ticking and we had nothing, right? And the two of you chaired the committee. You drove it home. You didn't relent. When someone told you no, you swung back and you got another yes somewhere else, right? Taking nothing away from the committee and everybody that involved, but you two steered that ship. You put in a ton of time. When I say community is built from the inside out, like, you two are community. And Holly Shear is a Lakeville resident that lives and breathes Farmington Ambassadors and Farmington, right? So,
Bermuda Triangle, to be fair, right?
yeah.
Almost Farmington.
Pretty much Farmington, right? But you both bleed Farmington, and we can't say it enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, it's phenomenal. So I didn't tell my peers about this, so this is going to come as a surprise too. But as a small token of appreciation, we've got a little something for the two of you, and Lynn's going to give you each.
Oh my God.
It's on there will be your names.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It says Citizenship Award. It is a small token of appreciation for you to look back and remember, even in a short window, even with limited time and resources and personnel, when you want something, like, good always wins. And you two did a phenomenal job, and we thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Surprise! Yeah, and just a final word of thanks back. Without the support of the city, without the support of the city council members and your support, Mayor Hoyt, honestly, you were a great sounding board for both of us. And no one said it couldn't happen. No one in this room said it couldn't happen. So that's super helpful when you feel like you're, climbing a mountain and not quite sure you're ever going to reach the top. But we did it. We'll do it again next year.
We appreciate it.
All right.
If you two aren't in a big hurry, we've got to go through a plat here. Might take about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Do you mind hanging out for a few pictures afterwards?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. If you have other obligations, we can do it now, but that cool?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'ams. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Tony. 10A, adopt resolutions approving the final plat for Vita Attiva 3rd edition and amendment to PUD agreement.
Perfect timing, the computer just timed out. All right, here we go. Thank you, Mayor, council members. Before you this evening is Vita Attiva at South Creek 3rd edition, as well as a planned unit development agreement amendment. CC Vita Attiva is proposing to plat 43 single-family lots and 16 multifamily townhome lots within the 3rd edition. The 3rd edition is located directly west of the 1st edition, which was platted in 2021. This is a copy of the overall final plat. As you can see, this 3rd edition basically is in the center of the subdivision. There will be a 4th phase that would comprise of Outlot A that is on the west side of the property. This is just a zoomed in version of that, giving you some more specifics on as far as lot widths, size, things like that for the 3rd edition. The 43 single-family lots and 16 townhome lots are part of the 189 overall lots/units that were approved with the preliminary plat. The 3rd edition corresponds with that approved preliminary plat. Lot sizes within the third edition vary from 1,974 square feet, which is a townhome lot, up to 7,266 square feet, which is a single-family lot. The plat does contain 4 outlots. Those are listed as outlots A through D. Outlot A is a future development area, which comprises of 13.5 acres. Outlot B, again, is future development area, which is 2.23 acres. This would be a future townhome portion as well. Outlots C and D are HOA common areas that surround the townhome areas. So, both 216th Street and 217th Street West will be extended to the west with the third edition. The rights-of-way for both streets consists of 60 feet with roadway widths of just under 35 feet. Temporary turnarounds will be constructed at the ends of both 216th and 217th Streets. 5-foot wide sidewalks will be constructed on the south side of 216th Street and on the north side of 217th Street. As I had mentioned, we are also seeking a planned unit development amendment here. The city did enter into agreement with the developer in August of 2021. The agreement outlines various deviations from city code, including reduced setbacks and lot sizes. When we were drafting the original agreement, staff did inadvertently miss adding the increase to the building coverage requirements for single-family lots. The proposed amendment allows for an increase from 35% up to 51%. This is due to the reduced size of the single-family lots within the development. And I do want to mention that this allowance is in line with what we have approved with previous PUDs, such as Ferry Hill and New Sunrise Edition, or Sunrise Ponds, as it was originally called. The Planning Commission did review the final plat and PUD amendment at its regular meeting last week, and they did recommend approval of both with a 4-0 vote. Therefore, the action that is requested this evening is as follows. Approve the following by separate motions. The first one being adopt the attached resolution approving the Vita Attiva at South Creek 3rd Edition final plat contingent upon the following. 1, the satisfaction of all engineering comments related to the construction plans for grading and utilities. 2, a development contract between the applicant and City of Farmington shall be executed and security fees and costs shall be paid. Submission of all other documents required under the development contract. And then lastly, adopt the attached resolution approving the PUD amendment, increasing the allowed building coverage within the R2 zoning district from 35% up to 51%. Any questions?
Katie, any questions?
I have none. Thank you.
Steve? Any questions?
Well, it's a housing development, of course I have a question. So actually, a couple things, Tony, and I think the developer might be here. Are we at 3rd edition of final plat quicker than the developer anticipated we might be? Because I feel like we are.
This is John
Which I
Anderson.
feel like is a really good, exciting thing, and so I'm kind of curious, really kind of on a market perspective.
Yeah, good evening, John Anderson. I represent Vita Attiva. The second edition was a replat of the first 2 8-unit townhomes.
Yep.
So that's why we're at the 3rd edition, even though we're at the second phase.
Oh, okay.
We did originally, in the original phasing plan, there was 4 phases. We have shifted that to 3 phases. So we have added units to the second phase, and then are going to do a 3rd phase, which would be the following year, which would be the last phase of the project. So we are kind of speeding up the phasing. We've also taken, there were 6 8-unit buildings. Instead of doing 2 in the first edition and 4 in the second, we did 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. So we kind of changed the phasing around to spread those out a little bit and added more single-family detached.
Awesome. Have you had a lot of demand out there?
Yeah, so our last report here from about 2 weeks ago, we have 15 of the single family sold and 10 of the 16 attached townhomes sold right now. And so we are looking to get the second 8-unit building going here in the next 30 days. We're also looking to get the amenity building under construction here, hopefully by the end of July. We're doing the parking lot and the storm sewer right now. I know the building's in for building permit, and there's some engineering items on the structure itself being reviewed still, but we're hoping to have that under construction as well. Actually, demand over the last couple months has actually increased quite a bit. Now that the project's finally kind of getting up and running, things are starting to look like a housing development. I think we got some sod coming on some of the units here and maybe yet this week. So things are shaping up and interest has picked up, which is good, so.
That's great. Thank you.
Nick?
Nothing from me.
Katie?
I drove by the other day. It's amazing to see what you already have out there. If people want to live in the middle of a cornfield, this is the place to be.
Yeah, actually, the corn kind of blocks the wind a little bit. It
Yeah.
does get a little windy
It's
outside.
going to be fascinating come fall harvest because if you hadn't been through there and saw the first 8-plex go or the 8-unit go up, now you can barely see it from 50.
I know.
It's going to come down in October, November, and people are going to go,
Whoa, where
where did that come from?
Yeah, and I know we have
Yep.
some more building single family, I think, getting ready for permit as well, so
Yeah.
it's pretty active out there.
That's fascinating.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you very much. I have no questions for you, Tony. Actually, let me take that back. The Spruce Tree extension and the Flagstaff, that is still
That will be
conditional
with the
for
next phase.
last phase, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. With no other questions, the first motion I look for is to adopt the attached resolution approving the Vita Attiva at South Creek 3rd Edition final plat contingent upon the 2 aforementioned criteria.
Motion to approve?
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Katie. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Burgem.
Yes.
Councilmember Lean.
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson.
Yes.
Councilmember Porter.
Yes.
Mayor White.
Yes. And I would look for a motion to adopt the attached resolution approving the PUD amendment increasing the allowed building coverage within the R2 zoning district from 35% to 51%.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second by Katie and Katie. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Lean.
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson.
Yes.
Councilmember Porter.
Yes.
Mayor White.
Yes.
Councilmember Burgem.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, roundtable. Steve.
I have nothing tonight.
Katie?
I was just going to make mention, and I will not steal the thunder of Chief Alvestead, but we did have some fire department new hires on our consent agenda. And so just wanted to congratulate them and wish them the best. And hopefully we'll all make it to the, totally blanking right now, end of July. Graduation. Thank you. But again, I will not steal all of your thunder. So that is all I have tonight.
Thank you. Katie?
National Night Out is coming up, so hopefully your neighborhoods are planning something. If they're not, get out and maybe just sit in your driveway. All the police cars and fire trucks and everybody will be out roaming around, so it should be hopefully good weather and a good night to see everyone.
Nick?
Stole my National Night Out one, but no, you're fine. I assume someone over there will tell them who to actually contact if they want. Like, 'cause you can order a police or a fire truck to come into your neighborhood, I think, right? How that works.
Order them to.
Right.
Order it up.
Side of fries.
Like the ladder truck, please?
You got the ladder truck last year. It was
Yep.
pretty cool.
No, Chief Rutherford's not here. I was gonna say thank you for the, to the owners of Chill and the police for their Chill with the Cop. That thing was a huge hit. I mean, we went there and we had to stay in line for probably 30 minutes, but worth it for good free ice cream and some arcades and all for a good cause.
Thank you, sir. Leah?
Yes, I don't have any fun facts, just an actual roundtable contribution I have. So city administrator review is coming up. You can expect something from my office. Our legal assistant, Jeannie, will probably be the one who actually sends the email. There'll be a review that the council members get to fill out, and in that, there'll be a deadline. So please return your homework after, we send it out. So, thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Julie?
Just a couple staffing things, as you already noted, 10 new hires tonight. That's a large number for one council meeting, so we're excited about that. And then we're also interviewing this week for natural resource specialist, and next week for second interviews for recreation supervisor, and soon we'll be posting for our vacant payroll position.
Thank you.
All right,
Lynn?
I have 2 announcements tonight. We have our candidate filing for 2 city council seats. That takes place August 2nd through the 15th from 8 to 4:30. And Monday through Friday and until 5 p.m. on August 16th. Candidates should file in person at Farmington City Hall. And the second announcement I have is on July 16th, National Suicide Prevention Hotline launched its 3-digit phone number. And this is an effort to improve mental health response nationwide. And that new phone number to call is 988. Thank you.
Thank you. Sam?
Good evening. This upcoming Wednesday, the 20th, I have been invited by MIN Crew, which is the Minnesota Commercial Real Estate Women's Group to speak on food deserts and how there are challenges in real estate and what some of the solutions are. So I will be there talking about our situation in the city of Farmington and trying to gain some traction to see if someone can help us. I'll have to email Tom and let him know, or give him a call and let him know that we're working diligently to try to figure out a solution. On the panel, I'll be joining the panel. Pillsbury United will be there, Pastor Properties, and Hunger Solutions. So I'm excited to tell Farmington's story and see if we can get some traction for a grocery store. Thank you.
Chris?
Working on trying to comply with the new accounting standard and also working on the budget, trying to get the levy down to where the council will be comfortable with it.
Thanks, sir. Chief?
As mentioned earlier, tonight you approved 5 new firefighters. I know they're at home watching this meeting, anxiously waiting for the approval. We're just as anxious to get them started tomorrow. So with that being said, our group from last year, it's time to graduate them. So next Wednesday at 7 p.m. is their candidate graduation. Thanks.
Thank you. Tony, anything more to add? I have nothing, sir. You got nothing? You guys hit a lot of the points. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of new hires, a lot of events coming up. I don't like to say this, but summer is almost half over. Before we know it, kiddos are going to be back in school. Some big events coming up yet. You know, you have the Dakota County Fair, our national night out here in town. Weather's going to be good, so you know, keep an eye on the irrigation, the sprinklers too. Don't want to run them too often. And then it would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Relay for Life for a minute. So it was phenomenal to see the community rally, again, for a great cause, a good fundraising effort to the American Cancer Society. It's one of those events that there's a celebration side to it and there's a somber aspect to it. But as I stated in my welcoming statement Friday night, you know, for someone, I consider myself young still and being in the community for quite a while. You walk a quarter-mile track and there are hundreds of bags with names on them. And the luminary bags have the names of those that have been lost to cancer, those that have been successful in their battles, and those that are currently battling. And it's humbling when you, it's humbling and startling at the same time when you walk around and you see so many names that you're like, wow, I forgot that that person died from cancer, and oh, you know, there's another name and another name and another name, and there's so many of them. Because these are people that lived in our community. These are family members, friends, extended network. And cancer's become so common that, you know, you almost get desensitized to it. And these are real battles. And so we did our part. You know, the community rallied. We had a goal of 25,000. We raised, final number with expenses was just around 60 grand. So we doubled it. You know, huge thanks to Chief Rutherford for taking the City of Farmington's team and running it. To the communications team for all of the effort being pushed out. To Connie Honrud and Jerry Jolly, who run the Farmington Relay for Life, and you know, to everyone that was involved. It's a phenomenal event. I encourage those that can get out there next year and just take it in. It's a great event that has both a celebration and a somber aspect to it. So we did good work, and I'm happy that I could have been a part of it. So with that, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Katie.
Second.
Second by Katie. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we are adjourned at 7:33.